Well, hello. I'm your host, the Reverend Dr. Larry Macon for Faith and Flow. This is a program that comes out of the Mount Zion Church in Oakwood Village, and we invite you to look on our YouTube and our social media and find the other kinds of great things that we are doing here in the greater Cleveland area. Anytime you are in the city, we hope that you will visit the Mount Zion Church of Oakwood Village, located right outside of Cleveland, Ohio. We're so happy to have as our guest today Audra T. Jones. And Audra T. Jones has been a member of the Mount Zion Church, but she's also an entrepreneur. She's a business person. She also works in our art museum here in the greater Cleveland area. And so we're going to just talk with her a few moments, and we're just so excited to have Audra with us today. Welcome to the show, Audra.
Thank you, Pastor. I'm honored to be here with you today.
So, Audra, where are you from originally?
I'm from Cleveland, but originally my parents lived in Warrensville, and when I was 10 years old, they moved to Strongsville, Ohio, which they still reside. So I ended up graduating from Strongsville High School, but I still claim Cleveland.
And you went on to college, didn't you?
I did. I am an
Where'd you go?
HBCU graduate. I graduated from Hampton University
Wow.
a long time ago now, probably over 30 years at this point.
In Virginia.
In Virginia.
Is that the Tuskegee man?
It is. It is. Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, Booker T. Washington. And,
Yes.
what was so unique about going to a black university?
You know, I think one of the things for me, coming from an institution where I was really, and my pedigree was pretty much Caucasian in terms of me going to school. I still have my family, but going to an HBCU kind of grounded me in what I knew to be the African American experience. It was very much eye-opening for me because I had to spend time really learning myself, learning my history, learning my people. I did not have an opportunity to do that at high school, so it was a great experience. And I tell people they were actually some of the best days of my life. I have some of the best relationships, friendships. I can go anywhere in this country and I can find a pirate to take me in.
Well, there's one pirate that would say that you're wrong about Hampton University in Virginia, and that's none other than the former runner-up for the President of the United States.
I'm sure she would think
Kamala
differently.
Harris, you know. She went to that wonderful place called Howard.
She did.
In Washington, D.C., and so she would
Another
say that
great
Howard
HBCU.
was the best. You know, my son was a chairperson of the Central State University here in Cleveland. Of course, he moved on to Kent State, but while he was there, he was telling me all of the national African-American people who would come there and donate money and try to encourage the black kids. And so would you suggest that people should go to that to a black college versus European
I do,
university?
especially if they have an interest in impact and making a difference in community.
Oh, that's great. So you're also now working with a art museum here in Cleveland, and the art museum, I believe, is MoCA, and it's a contemporary
Yes.
art museum. Tell us about MoCA.
So the Museum of Contemporary Art has been around for almost 55 years, if I'm not mistaken, and it's located down on Euclid. And it is an amazing opportunity to see contemporary art. I am a board member currently. I'm the former board chair. I served in a co-presidency model role for the last few years, so now just kind of serving committee roles, but it's a great opportunity to be immersed in the community. It's a great opportunity to lift up and celebrate our artists and to really bring some light to the contemporary art world.
Now, Audra, you generally have a special display or a special presentation at the Art Museum. It's located there on Euclid Avenue, I believe.
It is.
What is the special presentation that you have there now going on at the Art Museum?
So we actually have 3 wonderful exhibits that are now on display. We have an exhibit from a young man who it's his first time showing here in the U.S. So he's from London. He lives in London. His pieces are very large, very colorful, but that is one of the artists that's there. We have a collaborative partnership with Birthing Beautiful Communities right now. There's a display or an exhibit on the first floor where we're celebrating and uplifting motherhood and infant mortality. And then we have another artist at the very top of the floor of MoCA's museum right now. So it's a wonderful opportunity to get involved, to see some contemporary art, and those exhibits will be on display until June 1st.
Now, what is the difference between the Cleveland Art Museum and MoCA Art Museum?
That's a great question. MoCA, as a contemporary art museum, we are a non-collecting museum, so we don't have any art that we own. We don't collect. You can't come to our facility and see anything on the walls unless we have a special exhibit. Unlike the Cleveland Museum of Art, they too have contemporary art, but they are a collecting museum. So they are a museum where any day of the week you can go and find an exhibit. So that's the difference between the two. And they not only display contemporary artists, they display a myriad of artists and mediums.
All right, so that sounds great. We're going to have to make sure that our congregations and our people come down to the MoCA Art Museum, see some contemporary, and because you don't own the art, that means that you're going to have a lot of new presentations. You know, I went down to the Art Museum and go there to the Cleveland Art Museum. The problem is I don't need to go down there to very much of the displays that they have because I've seen them all.
Right.
And so when you have a museum that has a kind of rotation going on, it's much more interesting. Now, you're also an entrepreneur. You have a business. Why don't you tell the our viewing audience about that display that I saw downtown one day and did not know it was you. You know, I used to work as a maintenance person at the 666 building. I used to work as a maintenance person over there at the building that where all the theaters are located.
Okay.
When I was working for Cleveland State, I also was, Cairo Community College. I also was working upstairs and would come down into that area you were in, which was back then a dry cleaner.
Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
I saw a display. Share with the viewing audience that display. Tell them about that display.
So I own Crystal Clear Communications. It's a full-service communications consulting firm, but we have a very creative space in what we do, and so we spend a lot of time helping entrepreneurs with creative assets and creative market building. And so the display that Pastor is referencing is I have a client, and it's since been closed, but it was a studio, and we actually did all of their marketing, we did all of their product design, and we actually were responsible for coordinating out their marketing and merchandising windows on a monthly basis. And so we would come up with whatever needed to be displayed for that month, and we would design it and kind of execute it out for her for a pretty long time. So we do marketing, we specialize in social media, we do branding, and I also do executive coaching through that space. So we do that through supporting entrepreneurs through workshop development.
Now, what is an executive coach, and are you certified for that?
I am.
What do you do, and how many clients do you work with, and what are you working on there?
So executive coaching, I am certified through Case Western Reserve University. I'm also certified at the national level for executive coaching, and that involves helping individuals who are looking to utilize a personal mentor in that way, kind of helping them in a leadership space. So I'm trained and embedded in the curriculum from Case. So we go through and walk through what we call the resident leader workbook model. And what we do is we kind of help folks, they have a goal they want to achieve. We can kind of help map out what that goal, we strategize with them. And I work with lots of clients across the Case Western Reserve University. So I could carry probably 20 clients or so between a 6-month period. I also do executive coaching for the Mandel Foundation, and we do kind of the same thing. We do a similar lift for community leaders. They go through a 16-week training program. They also are assigned an executive coach. So I spend time with them, helping them identify various goals that they would like to achieve, and kind of helping them execute and provide resources for them to achieve that goal.
Now, as a coach, have you ever found a situation where you said to yourself, I wish I had never taken this person on?
Yes.
Tell us about that without mentioning the name. What happened
Right.
in that case?
You know, coaching is something that people need to be ready for, and I think this person was put into a coaching situation that they were not ready for, and so they were unprepared. They were very timely in terms of our meetings. They were taking meetings in their vehicles, things of that nature, and they just were not ready for the coaching environment. And it made for a very difficult relationship because they were paying, their company was paying for them to be involved in this. And I don't think that they really had full buy-in. And so from that perspective, it was very challenging. And this person, their job depended on them completing this coaching program.
Well, since you've said that, we need to know, I'm sure someone is saying, I want to be a coach. And you're saying that, you know, it may not work out the way you think it's going to work out. What would a person have to do in order to be a coach?
So CASE has a wonderful program that offers the curriculum-based that you would need, but then you also need to have experience coaching. So even if you don't have a certificate at this point, find some folks that you can then set up that type of relationship with so that you have history. Because you do have to have a certain amount of coaching hours to be certified and to be able to have clients and referrals.
So we're talking about mentors.
I would say mentoring, but coaching goes a little bit deeper. But if you're mentoring, I think that's a great place to start. Mentoring is oftentimes considered to be different than coaching. We go a little bit deeper in the coaching relationship.
So you also have taught Shark Tank to some degree at community college.
I have.
And I look at Shark Tank almost every night.
I love it.
Because I'm trying to make a deal, but I don't have any money.
I do. So, I had a sales class that I was teaching at Tri-C, and I wanted to make it fun, so I adjusted it to the Shark Tank model. And it was a true win for all the students. Actually, 2 of the groups ended up taking that model and literally finding investors.
Wow.
It was such a fun.
What was the funniest presentation that you had where they were trying to sell something?
We had a group that wanted to do an indoor wonderland.
Wow.
An indoor wonderland, and they had it all mapped out. Like, they had really done the work. They had figured out how to make it cold, how to keep it iced, like all of the things. They had really done the work. So it was a very interesting presentation because they actually brought in things so that when they were doing their presentation, we were cold. They had mittens for us. It was very well thought out.
So Mark Cuban would have bought that business.
I think he would have.
And Mr. Wonderful would have said, no, you're dead.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful's not the nicest guy.
He's not very nice at all. The QVC.
Yeah, he always wants perpetuity in something. So
yeah, perpetuity. He's just trying to make money. He doesn't care how he's going to make money. But the kids had a great time.
Yes, they did.
Wow. And you have done marvelous presentations here at the church for banquets here, and they have been gorgeous. You're a very unique creator.
Thank you.
And look like you're doing so very much. And well, we're just about ready to go. Let me ask you a question. How can these viewers contact you if they want to be a coach?
Yes, if you're interested in coaching, you can follow me or contact me through my social media, and it's at Crystal Clear X, so it's KRY, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, AL, Clear, KLEAREX. So Crystal Clear is spelled with K's. And then I'll give you my phone number. I don't have a problem with, supporting. I'm a community person. I serve. That's what I do. So I will happily provide my phone number, 216-387-0375. Just mention Mount Zion, the greatest church in the world, and I will definitely make certain I get back to you.
Oh my, that is so great. So if they want to be a part, hire you for service, with your creative venture, they can use that same number?
Absolutely, same number, same social. We're across all social platforms. We would love to figure out how we can help lift you and your creative talents to the next level.
So is there a last tip you would like to give these folk that are watching right now?
Yes, one of the tips that I would say, I said that I'm a servant, and one of the things I do is serve. So I will say, for those of you who are listening, find something, find someone, find a community where you can show up and serve. We are called to serve. And however that is, if it's your church, if it's a community development center, if it's a board, find some way to do something for someone else.
Amen. That songwriter said, to serve this present age, my calling to
forgive. Amen.
Oh, may all my, how the rest of it go?
I don't know the rest of the words.
To do my master will. Whatever it is. Listen, we're grateful to God for Audra T. Jones, who is a marvelous, marvelous entrepreneur. She is a professor and teacher at the Cuyahoga Community College, where she has taught, if you will, a Shark Tank kind of presentation. And she's also working with the Art Museum. So you want to give her a call, and if you want to be encouraged, she's here. And if you need a mentor or a coach, make sure you get a hold to Audra. She's given out her number and her information. God bless you. We're so glad to have you. Thanks again. And we'll see you soon on Faith and Flow, because we're going to flow with faith, and we're going to flow with all of these marvelous, marvelous subjects. We're going to have a controversial subject on the next Faith and Flow. Hope to see you soon. God bless. Have a great day.
Thank you, Pastor.